It's quite daunting, especially for somebody of my more mature years, when it was an online process, so I had to go and find how to apply for a start. I didn't know how to apply, so I found out about UCAS, looked at the form, and then I got advice from midwifery colleagues, but also looked around. I found advice on the internet. There's quite a few student midwife forums which give some handy hints as to how to fill in your form, personal statements, things that might be useful and might not be useful, which I found great. And that's what I did. And then again, I was lucky. I went back to another midwifery colleague and we had a look at it and tried to think about what qualities I had that would be transferable over to the midwifery course and what skills, would be useful.
I went to the university, made an appointment with 2 lecturers. I went to the placement managers at New Cross Hospital. So I was very proactive in finding out what I had to do. They talked to me about the statement I had to write. They talked to me about my application form, my 2 references, and they talked to me about my CRB clearance. So it was about being proactive, seeking the right guidance from the right places.
The requirements I had that I needed for entry level was an NVQ3, which I had gained through my experience of working in the employment that I was in at the time. That gained me entrance to do my nursing.
I'd been through the system before many years ago because I was a graduate anyway. And the thing I found doing it second time round was that I didn't have the support of an academic institution, a college or anyone behind me giving me that support. I had plenty of help from my employers where and when they could, but again they were out of that kind of academic world. So of course doing it online was different for me this time round. I pretty much set about doing my personal statement myself, and I think I probably should have got more guidance as to what was expected because I wasn't successful. I didn't even get to shortlist, and I think if I had my time again I'd have sought help from somebody in the field when I was writing that, because I just took the wrong tack really. I approached it from the wrong angle.
The 500-word statement it had to be quite in-depth, sort of blew my mind, but I was adamant I was going to do it, so it didn't put me off.
I could make a brilliant personal statement by myself, but I could also make a big mess of it. So obviously, even if it's just to get a tutor to go, oh yeah, that's fine, I think it was still valuable, definitely.
It was fine, it was all online, quite easy to complete. You have to give references, but it was a nice, easy process.
I was absolutely gutted not to get to an interview stage. Terribly gutted. So I made contact with the senior tutor in midwifery at the university and made a nuisance of myself, really, and said, I really need to come in. This is what I do want to do. This is what I'm going to do, and I need you to help me do it. And she was brilliant. She arranged for me to come in, speak to her. She went through exactly where she thought my strengths were and where I may have gone wrong on the form. And then I reapplied through clearing and got through that time.
I rang probably the recruitment and admissions office. So you have a clearing hotline, don't you? And the numbers are everywhere. They're in the paper, they're on the internet. And I just rang up, and it was a case of telling them what A-levels I did have, what GCSEs I had, what I wanted to study, and they rang back and gave me an interview date, and that was that.
Before I got to the application process, obviously I did an apprenticeship, so I'd got no formal qualification. So I did a little bit of homework to find out what I needed to do the course. So I did an adult access to higher education. In the access course, you had to do English and maths as core subjects and 2 other subjects, which are of your choice. And the university applications were done generally through your course tutor, which you had for English at the same time. So a lot of it was done with writing essays, and it was used as an assessment as well, a personal statement.
I was reasonably happy with selling myself because I'm a bit older. I felt that I had a lot of things that I could say, well, actually, because I've raised a family, I'm used to running children and managing time, and I've been in administration and teaching, so I was hoping that just being honest about the things that I've done and what's taken part in my life makes me the sort of person they'd want. I've got skills that I thought I could offer. Here are my skills, take them or leave them, really.